Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own modern beach house. I have also designed the interior for you, but you'll have to wait until the end of the video to see it. Here are all of the materials that you will need to make your modern beach house. Please make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. So, the first thing that we have to do is find a beach. That is the first thing that I would recommend. It doesn't necessarily have to be sandy, it can be built on an island. As long as there is water around and a good amount of it like this, you should be good. Well, once you have discovered such a place, I want you to come to the shoreline. And I want you to extend a few rows into the shoreline. So I would recommend somewhere between like 5 and 10. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5. So we want to be a little bit inland. We're going to start by placing 2 blocks of quartz on top of each other. Extend the second block of quartz towards you by 2 using quartz slabs. 1, 2. Place a block of quartz, and then repeat this again. We actually want to do it 5 more times, so 2 slab, 1 block of quartz, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, just to be clear, there should, in total, be 6 of those sections, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What we now want to do is we want to extend the end of this to the right, and we're going to do a similar pattern, but it's a bit different. We want to take that quartz and we want to go right by 5 using the slab. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, quartz block. Same again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, quartz block, and once more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, quartz block. Perfect. We are then going to extend this backwards the same way that we extended it forwards, so we want to place rows of 2 quartz slabs followed by the quartz block in between them until we eventually come all the way backwards just like this, and we are even and level with where we first started. We then want to extend across the back of the build, and that's easy to do. We want to simply repeat what we did on the front, so that's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quartz slabs, and then a block of quartz, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block of quartz, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, connecting back. I'd recommend joining all of the blocks of quartz down to the ground, no matter where they join down to the ground, by the way. So our terrains will be different unless on a very, very rare occasion that we got the exact same seed, which I would highly doubt. That seems a tad bit unlikely, but depending upon where you've built this, you'll either have to be, you know what, it'd actually be easier to build it up from the ground. Oh, it's so deep down here. I picked a bad spot to make this. So, depending upon where you have built this, you might have to come all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, it seems like. I'm surprised that I'm not staring at bedrock down here. Or it might be quite shallow, and you might even already be done. I didn't realise how deep this goes. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter how deep or how shallow it is. It actually looks a little bit better if there is a little bit of depth. So if you have a look there, doesn't it look kind of cool knowing that we have to go so far down, the fact that you can see the pillar extend into the ground so much. Is it this block? Oh, please be this block. I think I counted 5. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see how far it has to come, and of course you'd be able to modify the build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it should be this one, and you'd be able to modify the build if you wanted to maybe even include some underwater stuff as well. You could have like a little secret underwater room perhaps built into that cliff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it would be this block right here. This isn't good for the tutorial, is it? I hope that you guys have similar problems so that we're all taking a similar amount of time, because legitimately, if you did have a nice shallow pool just to do this from, you guys would just be staring at the screen right now like, why isn't he done yet? It's not my fault. Well, it kind of is, because I did select the seed, but hey, what can I say? It's actually going to get better from here. So, hang on. Easy mode now, so it'd be here. Oh wait, not quite. It's a lot better. Is that the only easy? Yeah, here we go. So boom, boom, there we go. So simple in comparison. So we want to have the foundation for our house. And what we're now going to do is we are simply going to fill in between all of this platform, in between all of the quartz slabs, using birch planks. And that is going to be the foundation material. Once we have our platform, we are then able to augment it and modify it, and we can make it look really cool. The first thing that we're actually going to be doing once we've built our platform, we're not going to be doing any of the secondary traits of the house, so that would include the smaller pool that is like out in front of the house, kind of like the dock area. We're not going to be doing that. We're actually going to focus directly on the house, because it's quite a cool house. It's not a straightforward modern house. It's got a bit of character to it. So once we have filled in all of this empty space right here, what we can now do is come to the left side of the platform. We can grab ourselves the block of quartz. The front left-hand corner of the platform is quite obviously this block, right? You're looking for the quartz pillar that comes after it, so that would be this one. On top of this row, I want you to place a row of 8 block of quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're then going to extend to the right by 2 using quartz slabs. 1, 2. Then, grab your grey concrete and place 4 going right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab your quartz slabs and go right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a block of quartz on the end, and extend downwards by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. Grab your quartz slab and go right by 3, so this is the bottom of the quartz block. 1, 2, 3. And then extend backwards by 3 as well, so 1, 2, 3. Turn that third block into a block of quartz and go up on top of it by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend towards you, the top of this, by 3. 1, 2, 3. And you can extend down and join to the ground, just like this. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the top of this row and extend it backwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can join it all the way down to the ground as well. We can also take that 6th block and we can extend it to the right by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Grab your quartz slabs and extend the quartz slab towards you. Take the top block and extend it towards you by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then right by 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then place 4 grey concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4. And finish up by placing 2 quartz slabs with a block of quartz on the end. And you can join that down to the ground like this. And you can even join to the front of the build as well. So what you will have made is actually the frame of the house, which is one of the harder things to do. Well done. What do we have to do next? Well, we have to add details to our house. Let's start with the grey concrete area. We're going to join the left and right grey concrete areas down to the ground, like this. Well, not like that, but like this. There we go. We want to join the left and right hand sides down to the ground. We then want to extend the grey concrete towards us a row, so it wants to stick out a little bit. At the bottom of the build, pick the left or right side and place 3 glass pane, 1, 2, 3, riding up the side of the grey concrete. Place a horizontal row of grey concrete above it, and fill in above that using glass pane, like this. Okay, so next I want you to come over to the right side here where we have this corner of quartz slab, and I want you to join this quartz slab down to the ground using block of quartz, like this. I then want you to leave a gap of 2 going left and place a row of 1, 2, 3 block of quartz extending up from the platform. Place a quartz slab on top and extend right and left, like this. I then want you to take the area just up above here and I want you to place another row of quartz slab that just leaves half a row's gap, like this. So now that we have done that, we're going to come towards the right side of the build now, and we are going to separate this area up a little bit. So we're going to place a vertical row of block of quartz extending in a strip straight up the middle here. We're going to have a row of 3 glass in the bottom here, so 1, 2, 3, and then we want to separate it horizontally, kind of like a Christmas present. Or it kind of looks like a building actually. Now that we have done that, we are going to just swing by the back here, and we are going to connect this block of quartz down to the ground as well. And we're going to split it horizontally too, so kind of like this. What we then want to do is we actually want to place birchwood planks around the inside of the top of quartz slabs, like this. And the birch planks want to join all the way down from the top of our row of birch planks down to the platform, or reverse. You can build it from the bottom and join it up. So they want to come as far as where the grey concrete is that we have on the back of the build. So it shouldn't be too much, just like this. Perfect. What we then want to do is we want to take the grey concrete area and we want to extend the left and right hand sides down to the ground, exactly how we did on the front. We want to extend the grey concrete towards us, an entire row, the entire thing, just extend it 1 row towards us. We want to separate it as we did on the front, so we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3 glass, grey concrete in between horizontally, and then the rest of this will be filled in with glass a little bit later on. And then when it comes to the area to the right, I do believe that it is just going to be mainly glass. So we'll actually leave it alone for now. The left-hand side of the build, which I can't believe it took us so long to actually get to this. I'd recommend just pretty much just filling it in with block of quartz at the moment, but it is actually going to be a tad more interesting than this a little bit later on, just a little bit more interesting. So we just want to have something that should look a little bit like this. So you can see we've applied a good amount of detail now, but we are missing some things. So now that we've got a bit more of this put together, it just makes it gradually easier to build this. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to focus on this corner area that's kind of like on the right side of the build. I want you to place a birchwood plank that is directly in the corner. Extend the plank upwards by 1, 2, 3. And extend left and right by 2, so like right and I suppose towards you. I want you to extend it down and join back to itself like this. So from the outside, the effect that we're looking for is essentially this. You could even knock out the bottom birch plank blocks if you wanted to. And it's going to be filled in with glass. Oh, my bad. We need that extra one there. And it's going to be filled in with glass pane as well after the fact. So it's gonna look quite fancy. We have to figure out a floor for the inside. So now that we have done that, the floor for the inside is rather easy to place. As you see, it goes pretty much like where the grey concrete is, and I might actually add an extra grey concrete there. The birch actually goes where the grey concrete is, so it's not that hard to figure out. I'd also recommend just fill in where the second floor would be, like where the horizontal row of grey concrete is. You don't want to add loads and loads and loads of birch specifically around the edges. Like, you don't want to go too far and like line it up with the quartz that we have on the outer parts of the build, because this house has a lot of depth, and we'll only have to destroy it if we do go too far. So we just want to fill in primarily the parts that we do know that are on the inside of the build. So I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. So we just want to have something which should look like this, and you can see like on the front and the back how there's kind of like little gaps. That's perfectly okay, but in placing the birch, you can see that we kind of get a cool effect in between the quartz slabs. And you see these 2 rows of quartz slabs that we have on the right, we also want to have on the left. So that means that we take the lower half of the birch plank row and we place quartz slabs in front of the lower half, and then we leave half a row's gap in between, and then we place quartz slabs here as well, so you can see how that goes together. But we also want to have birch planks in another place as well, and that's actually at the top of the build. So all the way at the top of the build, going all the way around the top, essentially, especially around the inside where we have quartz slabs, we are going to want to have birch planks, so like this, right? And then we're going to want to add another row of quartz slabs that sits in the same plane as the quartz slabs above, but leaving half a row's gap. And we want to do that going all the way around the outside where necessary. And also, it wants to be present here on the back as well. So you can see, just on the outside of the birch planks, we want to have that quartz slab. So here, and we would want to have it here. And we want to have this pattern, so where we have these quartz slabs here on the front, kind of like separating the birch, we want to have this, and this is what I'd recommend. Take this top row of quartz slabs here, follow it around, follow the quartz blocks around, and you want to have that same pattern applied onto the back. So here, and it wants to go through, and it wants to sit along the birch planks. So anywhere that we have the planks, we want to have this pattern. Because it persists through the build, it looks quite good. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm very happy with that, as a matter of fact. So there we go. That's looking rather good now. And what we can then do from here is we can add a staircase. That is a major thing that we have to add. There is a staircase that takes us from the first floor to the second floor. It starts here. So on this inward row of quartz block, I want you to place birch stairs, basically just extending outwards from it, 2 blocks. Place upside down birch stairs behind, and then a regular set on top. I want you to place birchwood planks extending backwards from this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is each one of them, like this. What we are then going to do is place an extra row of birch planks extending backwards, and then that should allow us to just place a couple of rows of birch plank, and then just join it together using birch blocks. And where you can, place upside down stairs underneath the parts that go up, so that would be a good part to place them, and that would also be a good part to place them as well. So around this staircase area here, I actually want to join the... How do I want to do this? We're going to add an extra row of block of quartz in the corner here, and then what that will allow us to do is just place glass pane. And then that way we're not going to be getting underneath the stairs, and it's a clear boundary into the house. So from the outside, whoops, from going for a bit of a dip. So from the outside it will just look a little bit like that, so you can see, not too bad. I don't think we particularly need this birch plank, these birch plank blocks here, but what you can do is continue the pattern around using the quartz slabs. So now that we've done that key feature of the house, this is an entrance, as I already told you guys, into the second floor. So however you want to decorate the entrance, I quite leaving like just a half a row open, so like using a vertical row of glass, just leaving half a row open. I quite like it. It just feels open and eerie. We have to add glass everywhere else on the front. So on the front here, we pretty much just want to add glass in between the... Here. We want to add glass just in between the block of quartz and the grey concrete and the platform. All of that stuff, it can just be extended just like this. So shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully, just to fill that in. That's looking pretty good. The same can be said for up above. Up above here, it is placed 1 row backwards. As a matter of fact, we might have to extend the grey concrete. Here we go. We just have to extend the grey concrete an additional row backwards just like this, so that it gives the glass something to grip onto. So here and here, for instance, and let's take a look at it. All of this provides additional depth, by the way, so it just looks better. The more layers and levels there are, the better it looks. That is pretty much the front of the house. I'm quite happy with that. The right side of the house is incredibly simple. We simply fill all of this in using glass pane. It's a nice variance to the rest of the house, quite honestly. This side is so simple that it's just nice and open. You can just see directly into the house. The back part here, this is the main entrance, and once again, however you want to build the doorway, I'm just using a vertical row of glass pane, feel free to do it that way if you like. Up above needs to be filled in with glass as we come around the back here. The brown? What is wrong with me today? The grey concrete area just wants to be filled in with... And by the way, we'll just have to add the extra row of grey concrete here. The areas behind, the areas here where we have all the framing just wants to be... Do we want to place it? Yeah, let's have contrast. Just want to be filled in using glass pane. You see, I quite like that. Like, you could place the pane on the same level as the other glass pane, but I like the fact that it's different. Again, contrast is... It does make a big difference. So I say. So I think, anyway. Feel free to change it if you don't like. So I say just sounds a little bit demanding, doesn't it? So says me. Anyway, now that we've done that, we're going to come on the left side here, and we're going to knock out these 2 quartz slabs, and we're going to have a little staircase, as little or as big as the staircase ends up being, depending upon the height of the area that you've kind of like just turned into, that you've kind of like built upon. We're just going to have a couple of rows of stairs, or however many there are. We're going to place glass pane all the way around the edge of the quartz slabs like this. And then that will be the back of the house. I mean, there's not really anything else to it. Feel free to add windows and stuff to the area here. You'll see why I haven't chosen to do that a little bit later on. The right-hand side's done. The front is almost done. This side is done. Ah, the left side. I knew that there was something. So, the left side would be cool if it had the quartz slab areas that we have on the front and the back. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you're going to have to knock out some of the block of quartz. So to do this, you'll have to knock out, just knock out the top 2 rows here. Place quartz slabs along the top of the birch planks like this. And then I guess that what we would have to do, you only have to knock out the top, it would seem, just for that part. My bad, I thought that we had to do both. And then drop down here, and then I suppose what would we have to do? We'd have to knock out this row, I want to say. Or this row. Well, I guess that what would we do here? So the quartz slab is here. So yeah, we'd have to knock out this row of block of quartz, right? There we go. Oh, I was destroying it as I was going on. There we go. That's why I was getting confused. And then if we have quartz slabs along here, then I feel as though that it adds a little bit of detail that's not too much. You don't have to add windows if you don't want to. I actually do add a small one a little bit later on, but yeah, that's I'm quite happy with that. And that's the house pretty much complete for the most part. I'm going to fill the top of it in using, actually, I'm a little bit torn. Like, you can fill the entire top of it in using birchwood planks. You can add glass windows, known as skylights, to the top. You can join the grey concrete area front to back on the top. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. If you want it to look cool from the top, what you could do, is extend the grey concrete front to back like this, and then that'll create a separation. And then you can create skylights in the roof, but that's something that I'd recommend doing once you have truly figured out exactly what you want the inside of your house to look like. One last feature that we have to add that's quite prominent on the house is the dock area. Come to the front left-hand corner of the house. I want you to knock out these 2 quartz slabs here, and we're going to place birch stairs in between. We're going to place upside down birchwood stairs underneath the 2 pair of stairs, and then we're going to slowly but surely place upside down and then regular birchwood stairs extending down into the ocean. What we are then going to do is we are going to place... How do we do this? We're going to place... Let's just place block of quartz underneath the stairs. And then we want to place an area of block of quartz. We want to extend this block of quartz all the way to the right until it sits in the middle of the end row of 5 that we have here. So where we have the 5 quartz slabs, we just want the block of quartz to line up with the middle. And then you can extend that 5th block towards you as many blocks as you want. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like this. I'm going to extend all the way to the left. I'm going to extend the block of quartz underneath the stairs just to the left as well. And then I'm going to join back on myself. So I just want to have something which should look like that. I'm going to reduce the space that we have here. I'm going to have kind of like 2 portions of the pool. I'm going to have a row of block of quartz. It kind of just cuts off this little pool here. I think it's kind of like a cool design. And then this area here on the left, I want you to grab the birchwood planks. Where we have the pillar here of block of quartz, I want you to line up your birchwood planks, move left one, and then cut off the area completely to the left of what we just measured out. So we'll have a good amount of space for the, I guess, kind of like ocean pool. So here you can leave open so that you can dive in and out of the ocean in kind of like a controlled sort of way. Or what you could do is you could add a layer of glazed terracotta, any color that you like. I like red because it contrasts very, very well. Just underneath the open water, so you could have something which should look like that, and then that way you've kind of got like your open pool, and if you wanted to dive underneath and swim around, then you could do that there. Here I would recommend adding just something dead simple. You can do this in a multitude of different ways. Just a couple of lounge chairs, a couple of beach chairs, quartz stairs, quartz slabs, and rod scaffolding red beds. Just to go with the red glazed terracotta, match them up, and some light blue glass pane. So in this area here, we have 2 spaces that beds can go. So basically from the edge, if you leave a gap of 1, place a quartz slab, gap of 1, quartz slab, quartz stairs behind, in between them, 2 end rods on top of each other, and then we want to place beds around the top of the end rod, or on top of the end rod, but around it as well. Sounds a bit weird, but we want to have something that should look like this and stick a quartz slab in the middle. Perfect. And then we're just going to delete all of these guiding blocks just like this. And then we're going to place a couple of scaffolding, one on the left side, one on the right side here, where we have the quartz stairs. And that is that. I'd then recommend using your light blue glass pane and placing it around the edge of your house like this. So here. And then I might leave this area here open. And then that will be that, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that we've now got a pretty impressive beach house, I do think. I'm very, very happy with the result of that. And all we have left to do, of course, is to fill it in. So I'm going to get rid of all these materials. I'm going to go away. I'm going to fill it in for you. I'm going to add loads of nice details, and hopefully you guys will like how I built it. And it might give you guys a little bit of inspiration. So let me go away. Let me do all of that, and I'll be back with you once all of that is indeed done. So this is what your house will look like once it has been 100% fully completed. As you can see, there really aren't any changes to the outside whatsoever, except that small window that you can see there on the side. But if we head inside the build, then you can see we have added an interior. So whether or not you want to copy this, or perhaps take a little bit of inspiration for layout, or wherever it might be, hopefully this will give you something. Hopefully you get something from it. So downstairs I've kind of went with the open plan living room, dining room / kitchen. I have it designed in an actual house way rather than a survival house. You can see that we have a bookcase and a television. We have a dining room table with some modern lighting. We have a picture on the wall. We have a kitchen with an island. We have a fridge and an oven and everything that you might expect. Everything is rather compact down here, but of course you are more than welcome to change everything that you see. The only way to get upstairs is actually via the staircase that we have on the outside, but you could make one on the inside as well, of course. There is only one bedroom. It is quite a large bedroom though. We have plenty of storage in here. We have kind of a modern armor / clothes storage solution that we have against the wall. We have a hanging TV off the ceiling. We have a double bed and some lanterns and some pictures. Very, very simple, big open plan, very modern. As we head into the bathroom, we have storage, we have a sink, we have a shower with a shower curtain, and we even have a toilet and some towels as well. So very, very simple interior, ladies and gentlemen. regardless of that, again, I do hope that you get at least a little something from. And that's it. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me in the channel out very, very much. If you're new around here, please do consider subscribing and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button. That will ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. And if you do want to make anything else by me, check out the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section for more. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. By the way, I don't know how these guys got in here.